Welcome back to Hustle House, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we actually had a really cool idea. We decided to send all of our beauty friends a questionnaire of like all these different questions that we thought would be really awesome to share with you guys. And we came up with our favorites because there was a lot. We might have to do a part 2 of this episode, but you know, we wanted to just share what our beauty pro friends.
It's like a mastermind
of the top industry professionals like in our circle. So yeah, that's what we're going to go over today.
Yeah, we interviewed a lot of great responses.
We did have a lot of amazing responses. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right. So
do you want to read off the first question?
Yeah. I mean, when we are obviously we interviewed business owners. Yes, they happen to be in the beauty industry
so
because
this episode is.
But I feel that it is. Yeah. But I feel that this could be very relatable to any
any like freelancer.
Any freelancer, but any business owner. I feel like because we talk a lot, there's a lot about scalability. Mm-hmm. There's a lot about, non-negotiables and stuff like that. So I feel like if you're not in the beauty world, but you are a business owner, hang out with us. Don't go
You're
away.
So cute.
Don't go away because you're going to get a lot of value, right? So, and you might even get some, beauty hacks and beauty tips along the way.
This episode, we wanted it to really be like whatever the opposite of gatekeeping is. We want to share the secrets and spill the beans.
Sharing
Do
is
people
caring.
still say spill the beans?
Spill the beans.
I don't know where that came from, which generation, but.
Is there something called spill the tea?
Spill the tea is now the new term.
Spill the tea. Wow, that's a new term and I know it. That's
wow.
I'm so proud of myself.
Good for you.
All right, yeah. So like we said, we're going to go through a lot of great questions and we're going to really kind of go over all the answers that we thought were really great and valuable. So I'll start off with the first question. So what's really the mindset behind scalability and building long-term sustainability? So that's a really good one. And again,
we had a lot of different answers too, which was really cool.
Yeah. So what is your mindset behind that, Sam?
Behind scalability and building long-term sustainability, I think my top would have to be like the relationships you have with your clientele and like that being, and like the systems in your business.
Absolutely.
If your business is all over the place, like it's never going to be sustainable. You have to have a really good foundations like anything else. Like if you're going to build a house, your foundation has to be set. If you're building it on quicksand, it's not going to last. Like no matter how good or sturdy it is, if it's not built on a strong, solid foundation, and that goes for anything, I think, if you're building something, it's got to be on like a really solid foundation. So I think that also has to do with like your values and your integrity and your character as like the base, and then the systems you build around your business. Yeah. And that would be mine. That was off the whim too. I didn't even plan that answer.
Yes.
I didn't know you were going to ask me that.
I threw that at you.
You actually just got me going quick.
But that's good though. That's really good. Absolutely.
That
I feel
was
like
unexpected.
We always, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
We're new here.
No, I just thought we were going to go over the answers first. So I like that you did that. Kind of keep me on my toes a little bit.
I feel like we should also share, because we're business owners,
that's
right? So we should also give our
answers.
Our
What's
mindset.
Your answer?
I would say the systems was definitely one of the ones that was like kind of, hanging out here in my mind. Yeah. But I would say for me is even just learning as I go, and the feedback that I've received from people, clients, it's like they come.
Adaptability.
Right. I feel like the culture of what you create in your team. Yeah. So people, when they're coming to you, they want to come back. So that's going to really be like that, sustainability where you're growing your business from client to client and then repeat clients. So I feel like the
referrals,
culture,
it's like a domino effect.
Absolutely. So I feel definitely the culture of your environment, your team, is it inviting? Yeah. On top of the systems, like you mentioned.
It's like a marriage. Everything just has to go in alignment. Yeah. So should we read off what everybody said?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got scaling and building a team, which is like, honestly, building a team is the only way to, I think.
Scale.
build scale, because you can't do everything yourself. I know we talked about that a little bit in another episode. No competition, say yes to any opportunity, strong team, good culture, remaining the same on and off the screen, being a relatable person, and comparing yourself to other artists. That was a good one. That was actually a recent one we added on there because someone filled out the form, and we were like, yes, we love that one. We had to get that on there.
Absolutely.
Comparing yourself to other artists, or even like in your industry, whatever industry you're in, if you compare yourself and you're always looking to the right or to the left, like, it's only going to hurt you. And this really goes in alignment with our imposter syndrome episode. Like, it just does not do anything good for you. Like, you just have to stay in your own lane, keep your eyes on your own like course, and
I feel like
use other people to inspire you, but don't compare yourself to them, because it's like such a trap. It literally is it's the most like self-sabotaging thing that you could possibly do.
Absolutely.
It's hard not to,
and
though.
I feel like if we're talking about the beauty industry and you are the business owner and the artist, you really have to understand you are an artist, right? So comparing yourself, if I'm comparing myself to your artistry,
You're obviously different. Yeah, everyone, like,
I'm my own artist, so I really, it's my signature look. It's my way. It's my little spice to it. Yeah, maybe if we're, doing, let's say, the same, smoky eye or bridal eye, we're still going to add a little bit of our own flavor to it. So you comparing yourself and wanting to be exactly like another artist, you're taking away your individuality. Absolutely. So you have to put those blinders on and work on your skill. Yes, you can be inspired by someone else. You can learn from someone else, but your flavor is always going to come through.
I like that.
Yes.
That's so good, Viv.
Yes. Don't compare yourself is the point.
All right. The next one, how do you acquire new clients, and what are your marketing techniques? So we went over this a little bit, and both had pretty much the same answer as our own answer, which is like your own walking billboard. And your work is your walking billboard.
Yeah.
So all of the clients that you do, any work that you put out there is being seen. That's obviously why they're getting it, right? So like what you put out there is, your best advertisement. You're going to get word of mouth. You're going to get like all the referrals, and
absolutely.
People like to get referred, especially women. Like women, the first thing they'll do is like, they love something. They're going to tell all their friends about it. They're going to share with their besties.
Absolutely. Like if someone says to me, where did you get this shirt? It's like, I'm almost giving you a roadmap and a coupon, and I'm telling you the best time of day to actually go there. Right. Yeah. So when someone says, oh my God, Viv, I love your hair, I'm like, I got someone for you.
Yeah. It's like
Samantha, she does my hair. This one does my nails. This one. So we're always referring. We are the walking billboard to the person that is doing the service for us. But what the person that filled this out for us also said, that you are also the walking billboard. So, right. So like when you're going out and you're anywhere and people say, I love your lashes, you're not going to not say, I'm a lash artist. Exactly. Right? So that is first and foremost, I feel like, your clients are your walking billboard, and you are your own advertisement.
And not only that, but like how you treat people and people's experience with you is so important, because I've had, I've seen so many of my amazing clients have left reviews, and like, not only do they talk about the service, but they talk about their experience, and it's like, I am like so touched when I read those. I really feel, I answer every single one, and I'm like, God, me too. I am obsessed with my clients. I love them so much, and they are just so good.
I feel that when you do that, like when someone reads my Google reviews, I've gotten this all the time. Oh, you actually answer, because they read the Google review and then it's actually me.
They're like getting to know you too through that.
And I think that just shows like your appreciation
Yeah,
hands down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's rattle off some of these answers. You want to read them off?
Yeah. So when we're talking about how they acquired, clients and marketing, obviously social media is a huge, huge platform. That's honestly
that's how I built my whole business from the very, very beginning.
Yeah. I would say if you're not, because I do talk to business owners. And as a matter of fact, I was just talking to someone who is a massage therapist, and she's so brilliant. I was working on her, was doing microblading on her, and she's not on any social media platform. God. And she was talking about doing like advertisements through magazines and stuff. And my whole session with her, I'm like, let me just inspire you to get on social media, because
it's a free tool.
It's a free tool, but also nowadays you have to be relatable. And if I'm looking to hire some type of service or a business, work with a business, I want to see your Google reviews. I want to see who you are.
So she had no social media and no Google, nothing like that?
Zero.
That's crazy.
Right. And she's so great. I mean, I'm like, the world needs to know
she has a whole business too?
She has a whole business.
I mean, that's really like impressive, to be honest.
Referral base is her business, and she does like advertisements on like, and yes, like paper magazines and stuff like that is also useful, but nowadays
it's different. It's so different.
Digital.
And I have to say, if I could go back, I would say I would have done a little bit of both. Like I never actually did any advertising for my business until like this past year. Anything you could do that you can do for free, do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how big you are. You're probably going to go that route, right? Yeah. So Google reviews, they're free. Your friends sharing your post on Instagram, it's free. Posting on Instagram is free. Like, do that, you know?
You're missing the boat if you're not
You're missing the boat if you're not utilizing the free thing. Like,
boat is sailing.
If I sound cheap, I'm sorry. But
no, but it is when you are first starting out, you are doing a lot of the investing versus the earning, right? So you have to invest money to make money. So anything that could be given to you as a free tool, you absolutely want to get on that. So social media, SEO, website, and there's so many like examples now that you can even build your own website if you're not, tech savvy. But they're, hey, ChatGPT, YouTube. I'm self-taught a lot of things, it's like I need to be resourceful. If I'm a business owner, I'm resourceful.
You have to wear all the hats every time. So
yes, but
that is definitely good.
The next one, which is the word of mouth, I think we kind of mentioned that, but I think it's like so important to not provide a service that is what they want. Yes, they want nice lashes, nice brows, nice makeup, or whatever it is that you're providing. But for me, I feel like if I'm giving my point as to referral base, it's how did you make that person feel? I feel like
that's so good.
How you make someone feel is what's going to really stick.
Yeah.
The makeup look, the lashes, yes, they're going to love it. But how you made them feel is what is going to...
Somebody will always remember how you made them feel.
100%.
They might forget what the makeup actually even looked like. They might forget the little details of what it was, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. I say that all the time whenever I talk about my business to somebody, because a lot of people are like, you're so passionate about what you do. You're so passionate about what you do. And I'm like, I feel more drawn to the reaction of the person and helping them see themselves in the mirror as the most beautiful version of themselves, even though they're beautiful usually with or without. But I love to enhance that for them and just be that person for them. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger and all of my friends came to my house, like that's what it felt like, it's like, ooh, everybody's feeling good here, Yeah. And so I feel like I still carry that energy through.
You are bringing out their confidence.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a quick story of when you were just saying that. I was doing a bridal party years ago, and there was this one girl, the entire bridal party was just gorgeous, right? And there was this one girl who was just not as talkative, and you can tell she was a little bit like, oh my God, wait, did I even, tweeze my brows today? I don't really wear makeup. I don't know much about makeup. And then the other girls were like very glammy.
Yeah.
And she was like the quiet one the entire morning. And then once I did her makeup, her entire demeanor changed.
Wow.
She was talkative. She was like, oh, let me fill up your mimosa. I'll take another one.
That's so nice.
She like was in this little cocoon, and then all of a sudden she spread
such
her
a
little
powerful thing.
And huge. That is what you're, I always say, like, we're not changing the world here, but we're doing makeup, we're doing lashes.
Yeah, but you're not changing the world, but you're changing the world for that person.
For that person.
Yeah. That's good.
That's like a dry.
That was a bar.
That was a
That was a bar.
I was going to say mic drop.
Close enough. We're going to work on the terminology.
I love you. But so in essence, yes, we're changing the world. But referrals, how you make them feel, yes, and of course, and if you make them feel confident,
yes,
you have a
client for life. Mm-hmm. That's right, and that's I think. It's a really good way to build that.
I really want to dive into though, like repping yourself as one of the marketing techniques too.
Okay.
Because that's one of the answers. And I think actually that was one of my answers.
Oh, good.
Right? Yeah. Because even though that you are your own walking billboard and your clients are your billboard as well, we are also our own representation of our business, right? So we are also talking about our business. So anywhere
you got to talk about your business everywhere you go. Make connections, network with other business owners, but like in the bathroom at a restaurant or something, you see a girl, and I tell everybody when I see something and I'm like, she has the nicest hair ever. I tell them every single time. And then we end up usually just talking about that,
Yeah.
I'm in the beauty industry, and then they always have questions and like, you just make friends, and then they trust you. They want to get to know you more. And
absolutely.
It's a great way to
feel
build.
that you have to be a good listener. Mm-hmm. And also, when people are talking, especially women, we're, sometimes not talking good things about ourselves. So it's like, oh, I don't like this. Or like, it's like you want to have like some type of solution, right? But no matter where I am, I'm always complimenting somebody, and just to spark up a conversation with someone, you don't know where that's going to lead. And I can't tell you a really high percentage of my clients are because I was out just chatting and meeting people and talking about my business. Actually, Brian, who is really amazing, he does this funny thing, and he will actually be like my rep for me. He's like my sales rep. But he will literally, and think about like a, 6'2", 215-pound muscular guy just, at the cashier and just being like, you fill your brows in. And the girl's like, what? What do you mean? And he's like, don't worry about it. My wife, she does microblading. She does eyebrow tattooing. And then it's like, oh, so then like they open up. They're like, oh my God, I love it. And then right away, he's like, follow her. Aww, she's amazing, so I feel like you also have to do that for yourself in a different way, of course. Yeah. I don't know, that works for Brian. I don't know if I can do it.
I think those were some really good answers. They were great. Yeah, and honestly, most of them were free. Most of them were the free way.
Pretty much all of them.
I know. I keep going back to that, but like you're going to drop the ball. I mean, SEO is the only thing, or SEO paying for ads or whatever. But most of the answers were like the way you make people feel. Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely.
All right, let's hop to the next one. All right, let's see. This one goes pretty in alignment with that. How important is marketing yourself versus marketing your business?
I love that.
This is such a good, it's a good follow-up to that. Person, the person is who builds the trust, and the brand itself is what builds the credibility, but the person,
I love that
is
answer,
creating the experience. The more you share about yourself, the more you attract clients that appreciate the same values. Like, that's really cool. People, love to see things on Instagram that are relatable and fun. Like me and my girls, we post funny videos all the time. And that's what people talk to me about all the time. They don't talk about like if I post a exact perfect like smoky eye, or if I post the details of how I do hair extensions, whatever. I post those too, don't get me wrong. But anytime I see a person that I haven't seen in a while, they're like, oh my God, your videos are so funny. Like, keep posting more of those. Yeah. So we like do that purposefully now, because we're like, all right, what are we going to do next?
I feel that I really want to just dive into this a little bit more. I feel like because just like, and it's funny because a lot of these people that answered the questionnaire that we sent out, we know personally, and reading back their answers, it was so awesome to see that Yes, that is definitely her answer. That is definitely, like, you can tell, like, their personalities came through the answers, but the person builds the trust and the brand builds credibility. So is what one of the answers was. Yeah. And I feel that if you are a business owner and you are a little bit on the shyer side or the private side, and you're like, I want no one to know my personal life. I want no one to see me on camera. So, like, you know, there's many times when I land on someone's page that I'm looking to hire. And if I don't know who the person is, I'm like, okay, who are you?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to just swipe to the next business and to the next. So it's so important to get out of your comfort zone. If you signed up for business ownership and being an entrepreneur, you have to get uncomfortable and expose yourself. You have to expose yourself to the degree that you feel like you're not going to, you know, air out your dirty laundry or anything like that. But you have to show some of your lifestyle. You have to show your values. You have to show your mindset. Because that is what is going to build the trust of the person that's going to hire you. And then your work and your brand behind your business is what's going to give the credibility.
Right.
So
this just made me think of, like, we both were in a mentorship program a long time ago, but they always used to say, I love you. They always used to say people over profits. And that is one thing that really always, like, stuck. And that is what we're talking about here. I mean, essentially, you know, you're putting those people first. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes. Well, people are not stupid, right? Yeah. So there's so many times where you feel that someone is trying to sell you and you feel their hand in your pocket. It's like, no.
It's not a good feeling.
You're trying to get me. So the same way that you would feel that if people are not dumb is what I'm saying. So if they feel that you're trying to sell them on something or get them, then, and not bring them value. So that is what's going to build your business, putting people first before the profit. But
which is why seeing who you are is how you're going to get there. You know, that to marry that together, to bring my point back around, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only way.
Ultimately, the big picture is if you continue to put people before profits, the end result long term is going to lead to profits.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're going to trust you. They're going to refer you. More clients are going to feel better to come to you. So people before profits is going to be the end result of more profits is basically the point.
That's a really good point. Yeah. All right, next one. What's something you wish your clients understood more? This was a really good one.
Okay.
You can start if you want.
All right. So I think this was I think this was our collaboration, this first one. Yeah. Realistic expectations of the result that they get. So or maybe that was mine.
That was yours. That was mine. It was really good.
Yeah. So what does that mean? So obviously makeup, hair, symmetry and permanent eyebrows, right? So we have to be realistic. Number one, your hair at the end of the day at your wedding is going to fall. Like, it's not made out of armor. Yeah, it may not fall completely, but your makeup is going to smudge a little bit.
People who obviously it's a joke sometimes where they're like, make me look 10 years younger, which is like, we're going to do our best to do that, but we can't physically remove any imperfections like texture. Everybody has texture. I just saw someone who's a huge makeup artist post a completely raw, unfiltered picture of her, like, from this angle, and looking up and seeing the creases under there. Like, even the best makeup artist is going to have that texture. How do you think we can take that away from anybody?
People.
We're real people.
We're
not magicians.
Pores. We have fine lines. And I think that is really, for me, it's like you have to have a realistic expectation because, we're human. We're not perfect. Yep. So, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Basically, it's okay if we see, your pores in the photo.
Yeah. The one that I wanted to talk about was that everything that I would like for clients to understand more is that every person you go to who's in this industry or in a service industry, I guess, maybe not all, but everything is customized. If you're getting your makeup done, if you're getting your hair done, if you're getting your eyebrows done or lashes, every single service is tailored to you. So what does that mean? They need to be up on their education. They need to be investing in their kid, learning about new products. Like, so that's why our prices go up every year. What do you like? Yeah. Of course. And obviously all of our prices are going up for things too, but we're gaining education and knowledge to be able to customize that experience for you. And so sometimes people, if they have an issue with pricing or they're not understanding, that's the best thing, is to really just explain it to them in that way. Like, yes, you're getting what you're paying for, because we're all really like putting in that work, the time, the energy invested. Like, think about how much time and money and energy and, you know,
I just took another class.
Yeah, I know. I'm so proud of you for that.
35. Thank you.
Yeah,
$3,500 bucks. But it was such a great value.
I'm in the process of it's like a business owner course too. Yeah, it's a great thing. You have to be sharpening your tools at all times. Is that what it is?
Yes,
sharpening your axe,
sharpening your tools,
sharpening something. You sharpen your pencil.
You're going to be the sharpest tool in the shed. I've heard that.
Iron sharpens iron. Are we just dropping bars here? I think we are.
But no, that is so valuable. Like, so information valid. Because when you're so let's think of, you know, the person that's listening right now that's like, oh my God, I have to up my prices and I'm scared. Yeah. But you know what? You're gonna build the value of the amount that you charge through the nights and weekends and, you know, the education and the practicing that you've done and the models that you've done for free. All of that has to be packaged in to your, this is my value. This is what I'm going to charge. So don't be afraid, because also you're going to attract a different clientele. You're also going to bring more value to your artistry when your prices are a little higher. Right. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if I'm going to hire somebody that's going to charge $75 to do an updo, and I'm not a hair person, so I'm not, you know, but I think that's pretty low for like an updo. Especially if they're traveling to me, I might actually question that. I might actually say, wait, are they like new?
Either they're new. Yeah. Like, that's an okay price to start out with. I think if you're like just getting started. If you've like, you're working on your clientele or giving out like deals for the first few clients, you know, things like that is a reason. And obviously everybody has their own pricing, and obviously the demographic matters too. Like, we're talking New York here, we're talking Long Island. Yeah. Like, if you're in like a different state that it's more normal, like, we don't mean any like, you know.
But I feel like if I'm gonna have someone, let's say do my hair and makeup, and they're gonna charge me upwards of $600-700, then I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Oh wow, they're a celebrity artist. Yeah, like, wow, exactly. They've been doing this for I know there's 20 years.
There's some celebrity makeup artists who charges $30,000 for bridal makeup,
for like a wedding.
For just the bride. 30. It's crazy. Yep. But look at what they've done.
So I think
that's what they want, you know.
The point is, if you are going to charge more, you're actually going to bring your value up of your work.
That's true. So true. This one, it kind of goes along with it too. You want to read the next one?
Yes. Where are we?
All right, I'll read it.
I got it. Okay. What is something? I'm okay. Where am I?
Okay, where are we?
What day is it? No, I'm just kidding. What is something that is non-negotiable in your contract?
This is a good one.
This is
a good one, and honestly,
it could be. I think it could be not just in your contract, but in your business.
Just a non-negotiable for you. What's a non-negotiable
in your business? Yeah,
we had 80% of people say the same answer on this one. And I was one of those people. Like, this is my biggest non-negotiable. It's deposits and cancellation policies. Like, we don't have a guaranteed income at the end of the week. Like, we have to earn every single dollar that we bring in. You know, it's so much bigger than what one service might look to somebody. It's different.
Yeah.
Think about when COVID hit, how many people had to cancel, or not COVID, let's say the flu season, whatever, how many people have to cancel or whatever. It really affects us. Like, if it's in bulk, we're the ones who are the common denominator there. And I think I spoke about this on a different episode, but like, you know, and we'll give grace. Don't get me wrong. Like, almost, I think every single person like will get one freebie from me. And I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. Like, we'll waive it this time. 'Cause I don't want to like lose a person ever, you know what I mean? But it's about respect and boundaries, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much like what most of the people said in short.
I think too, it can also go back to what we want people to know. That question, I think this is also relatable because as a business owner, we are projecting, right? So if I have my month ahead that I have all my appointments, right? If we're booking a month and 2 months ahead and I'm doing my end of the month budgeting, I'm projecting for the next month. So that projection actually includes, all right, so maybe like
what you're counting on.
Also a very small percentage that is going to maybe last minute have an emergency or get sick, because we're not
monsters.
We're not monsters. I was going to say a curse word, but okay. We're not monsters. We're not going to be like, no, we're going to charge you full price and you had an emergency. No, but we are accounting in our budget that is going to come, fall off, but we're also accounting for new deposits. So it kind of balances out.
That part does balance itself out.
So, but if you don't have these contracts and deposits and
policies in place and things like that,
and credit card authorization forms, then the majority of people that I've seen, if they're not, there's nothing that's going to concrete them to be accountable.
Yeah. Right.
They're not going to be accountable.
I was just going to say, that is the one thing I notice. Whenever I'm trying to fill somebody's book, like a newer like artist or something, if I'm trying to build a clientele for them or with them, I should say, sometimes we have online bookings, and if it's lower than a certain amount, which now I have to change that because of this reason, if it's lower than a certain amount, they wouldn't have had to put a deposit in. Almost every single time when somebody books a full set, if they don't have to put a deposit in, they don't show up.
Right.
They don't call. They don't answer our calls.
Yeah.
They don't care. Yeah. Which unfortunately, people are only held accountable by money. And that's a sad thing.
It is. And I'll tell you.
Because they don't take, they don't always take accountability for what they're now taking up a space in our book that we can't offer to somebody else. Like, how's that fair?
I think too, being in a people business, industry, right? Our people are our business. And the unfortunate thing is that you do see that people are not accountable. They're not accountable to answering your phone call, your text message. They ghost you. And it's like, wow, I got into this service.
Ghosting.
Yes. And it's like,
I can talk for an hour about ghosting.
I learned that human accountability is a thing.
You gotta just collateral. We need some collateral.
Just being a business owner. I realized, wow, people really need something to stay accountable. And that's not everybody, because you do have those great clients and loyal people who actually will be late and give you an extra tip.
Some of my best clients will, the best clients that I have, if they cancel, they're happy to pay the cancellation fee. And those are really good clients. And then there's times where it's like, I feel bad charging that client. She's so good. But that client is like, no, I understand that you literally gave me that time slot. Now I'm going to pay you for that. And we appreciate that so much, because it's really hard to balance. It's a very hard balancing act.
There definitely are people where they're like, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about my appointment. I'm going to pay another deposit and rebook another appointment.
And that we really appreciate that.
There's a balance.
That is one of my biggest things I appreciate in people.
For sure. I mean, there's a good balance of both.
It is a balance.
Definitely a great non-negotiable. Yeah.
Overall, I feel like the non-negotiable answers were all about boundaries.
Right. I feel like my work, my signature look, that's something that I wanted to touch on, and basically one of my boundaries in my business, contracts and all of that. That's so important to have those systems in place. But also, if we're talking about beauty professionals, for me, one of my boundaries is my work is my work. And for example, if someone came to me and said, I want you to tattoo or microblade my eyebrows this way, and it's maybe the way that they've been drawing their brows in. And it's just, we know as an artist, maybe that's not bringing their best self out. It's not doing them any justice. I just will not, that's my non-negotiable. I will only put my best work.
Right.
And my whether it's my signature look or not, I mean, I can veer off my signature look if it looks good, right? So you also have to be an artist that knows you're a professional. You're not an order taker. You're a advisor in a way, right? So you're a beauty advisor. So I'm going to advise you to what is going to look the best for you. Yeah. And that's my non-negotiable. If you don't like that, then you're not walking around with my work looking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're my representation of my business.
You're my walking billboard. It has
you're my
to
walking
be what
billboard.
we want it to be.
And I tell that to my clients all the time, especially when they're nervous to get, a tattoo on their face as, a permanent cosmetic. I tell them, you are in great hands because I personally, you want your brows to be perfect. I want your brows and your lips or whatever cosmetic tattoo I'm doing on you to be even more perfect because the world is going to be seeing my work. My name is tattooed on your face.
Literally. So, wow. That's kind of wild.
That's what I say.
That's kind of wild.
And then they're like, oh my God,
my name is tattooed on your face. That's what
I say.
Because it's true.
My name is tattooed on your face.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a mind-blowing thing right there.
So that's my boundary. Cool. I will not tattoo my name on your face unless
it's like you have your signature on it. That has to be your signature.
Absolutely. So that's like another boundary. But yes, all boundaries.
All right, we got one more question.
This is a fun one.
It's a good one to end off on. So what is one beauty hack you can't live without? And we just named them all because we really wanted to we'll go through them.
There's no gatekeeping here. We're going to tell you all the secrets.
We're going to tell you all the secrets. So obviously having lashes on, having hair extensions, doing those things once every 2 to 3 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks, however often you need to get it. Microblading's on here. You do the thing once and you kind of don't have to worry about it again. So those are literally beauty hacks. That's what our businesses are both made for, right?
Yeah.
So that's one. Setting spray and then using a beauty blender. I know you said that you do this. So why don't you explain it a little bit?
One of the ladies that answered this does that. I do that too. When I
read
that.
What does it mean? Tell me what you mean.
Yeah. So when I read
I don't know. I've never done this. So I don't know what it means.
How I started doing that. So the beauty hack is setting spray first and then blending it with the beauty blender, melting it in the skin. And it's funny because how I started doing that, I do that with airbrush makeup. So I would airbrush the makeup and then take my beauty blender and melt it in the skin.
But it has to be mostly dry though.
I don't know.
It doesn't lift off?
When I would airbrush somebody, I would just do my sponge and just kind of melt it and blend it and make it almost pack it in the skin and then do powder and then setting spray and then again with the beauty blender. And when I said the young lady that wrote that, I was like, oh my God, I literally do that. I do that on my face. I do that on my brides.
That's amazing.
It does. It's a beauty hack. So setting spray, whether you powder on top of that, and then setting spray and then taking your beauty blender and just kind of melting it in.
I have to try that.
Definitely try that.
All right. Our next one is a CO2 lift mask. And I think I know who put this one in. I don't know what it is, guys. If anybody tries it, let us know.
Mask.
CO2 lift mask. It feels like it's gotta be
CO2 is is that carboxy?
Oh, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I don't know the answer.
I want to say carboxy because
But I thought CO2 was oh God, we're gonna look so
we don't know what we're talking about. We actually don't know.
We're gonna ask whoever sent that in to give us a little.
We want to know what that is because I'm definitely gonna be trying it. Okay. I feel like it's a carboxy mask.
Cool. Carboxy therapy, isn't that for
No, you could do. I just did recently a carboxy. Oh. Yes, I think it's called CO2. I'm almost positive. All right,
Lumify drops, and I know you talk about this all the time. It makes the white of your eyes brighter. I've never tried it, but now I kind of want to.
My business partner Gina actually turned me on to those. Okay, yes, and that might be her answer.
I think it probably is.
It probably is.
Then we got microblading, which obviously, I mean, that is
a beauty hack.
It's a beauty hack. And now this one,
I love this one.
Wash bands. I have to say it really slowly because it's a tongue twister. So I guess they're almost like scrunchies. Yeah, they're like scrunchies, but they're like towels. Then you put them on your wrist. So when you're washing your face and the water drips down your wrists, it doesn't go down your elbow because that feeling is so annoying.
It's like a water catcher.
Yeah,
it's like a water catcher.
Ooh, this one is good. This one I learned from I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop. Do you think I'm allowed to name drop?
Sure.
I don't know.
Do it.
I think I got this from this person. I'm almost positive. It was either Fashion Week or it was from Scott Barnes, who is J-Lo's makeup artist who invented the J-Lo glow.
Oh my God, I love
Milk of magnesium.
As a primer.
It literally shrinks your pore. It makes your skin like just so poreless.
What?
It takes your pores away entirely.
I'm doing
I would
it.
just don't do too much. Because it would make it like
dry.
Chalky.
Okay.
That one's really cool. The next one was what you said.
Yes.
So why don't you give us that one?
Yes, it's the Preparation H under your eyes.
People are gonna be like, what? The pause. Yes. I love your pause after you're like Preparation H. That's my beauty hack, baby.
Under your eyes.
You better say where it's going, babe.
So right before summer and right before bikini season 2, I would rub it on my tummy.
Oh my God.
And wrap.
Does it really work?
Cellophane.
Shut up.
Well, yeah, think about it. What it's meant to do. It's supposed to shrink the skin around, you know what?
We don't have to say it on here.
Why not? We all have one.
Oh my God. I'm going to turn red. You better
we
stop.
We all have butts. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to say it. But yes, Preparation H,
so I guess it works.
Under the eye, like a little bit, like an eye cream.
It like what? It just
like,
shrinks
yeah,
it. Like
it just tightens.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
so
cool.
that's why you put it on your belly.
Right.
You can put it on your neck.
Cool.
And just use a little bit. But yes, that's one of my hacks.
My favorite airplane. My favorite
hack. A jet.
It's a private jet.
I'll take it.
No, my favorite beauty hack is literally sleeping with an airplane pillow. Like I actually sleep with an airplane pillow every night.
I know you said that to me.
Sometimes it bugs me out, but like for the last 5 years, I have slept with an airplane
pillow.
An airplane pillow in my bed, and I'll put it around my
shoehorn.
Yes, but like I'll put it so that like if I'm laying on my side, I'm trying not to get away from the mic here. If I'm laying on my side, I put it so that the opening is like on the other side.
Got it.
Do you get it?
Yep. So the opening, so the shoehorn part.
It's not behind me. Yes, it's whatever's on the whatever's touching. It's like
it's facing
the most
the
down,
ceiling.
Yes, the most like lowest part, because it like fills this gap in between your. That's actually a thing. Like like
they make pillows.
They make commercials about this. If you look at like if anybody watches TV anymore, there's like commercials about like your neck kind of being tilted too much if you like sleep weird.
Like a support system.
It creates a support in your neck, but that's not really the beauty hack part. That's just the body hack part. But the beauty hack part is that like you don't lay on your lashes, you don't lay on your skin, you like prevent the wrinkles, and it's very comfortable.
Wow, I'm
there was a point where I couldn't sleep without the airplane pillow. Like now,
you're so used to it.
I don't know why. At this point, I feel like I'm like, all right, get it away. Like sometimes I'm like, I just throw it across the room in the middle of the night. But most nights, I like feel like I just want it. It feels so comfortable.
Yeah,
like I just feel like I'm like in a lazy boy.
Yeah, because it definitely supports.
It just supports your whole neck,
the lash thing, and that's actually a really great thing to tell my clients because they can't sleep on their microblading like the first few days. So airplane pillow way will
change my life.
Wow. Yeah. Great.
I even got a pillowcase for it that looks like the rest of my bed's decor. my bed's aesthetic. It looks like matches my bed's aesthetic.
That's a very creative and innovative thing to do.
Well, believe it or not, the way my mom is the one who introduced me to doing that.
Thanks, Mom.
Because I had a really bad ear infection one time and I couldn't lay down for 4 days. Wow. Like I couldn't actually lay horizontally. I literally was crying. I was ready to go to the hospital. It was so bad. And that was the only way I could lay down. Because I had to actually, that time, I had to put it where like the hole of it was where my ear was so that my ear didn't touch the pillow.
So you just brought a double whammy.
And then it became my security blanket. And then I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I just keep doing it.
So if you have an ear infection, airplane pillow. Yeah. If you get lashes, airplane pillow.
It's a multi-beauty hack, baby.
Microblading, airplane pillow. And if you have neck issues, airplane pillow.
It's the best beauty hack. I'm sorry, but maybe I should have invented something and
love it.
Kept that one a little longer, but I couldn't gatekeep it. You guys got to know.
Yeah.
Really have to let the people know.
It has to be intricate.
There is a pillow like that though. It's like a lash pillow. It's like, it looks like, there's like 4 prongs. I don't know what they're called, but I don't know. I can't get on board with that one. I'm just like a creature of habit.
I just cannot. I don't know if I can just actually. I will laugh at myself like in my sleep, like sleeping. It looks like a 4. I'm like, when Sam was saying this, I was going like this. I'm like, is that the one? It has
you said it, but I was describing it.
It has like, it looks like a table almost, like an
upside down table.
And it's like, and I'm like, Brian would be like, what are you wearing?
And maybe we should try it. Maybe we should just get it and do a review.
We don't want to knock it.
We could do a review.
It looks funny, but it's probably
Would you guys like it if we did reviews? I feel like that would be kind of fun.
Yes.
We should review products.
We absolutely should. We just came up with an episode.
We did. We came up with an episode. So send us the products you want us to review, and we'll do that as an episode.
Perfect. We love that.
Well, that's the perfect way to end this one off, I think. This was a good one.
Very good.
We had there was a lot of meat and potatoes.
Yes. I feel like
thing?
Meat and potatoes. A lot of like, I was going to say
no,
curve.
Don't say that. I knew you were going to say that. Brian, do you like that one?
Oh my God. Okay.
No, this one was very meaty.
There was you have to girth or meaty. Which one's worse? All right. Well, we had a lot more. We had a lot more to cover on this one.
Yeah,
but
we actually kept it short for you guys.
We did. But
maybe we'll do a part 2. We'll see. We gotta see.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in.
We love you all so much.
I love you.
We'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk soon.
Bye. Bye.